we'll come back to default. Today we're tackling a common issue in Bandlab: delay, also known as latency. In Bandlab, delay refers to the time it takes for the sound you make, say, singing or playing an instrument, to be recorded and then played back to you through your headphones. This delay can be a real problem when you're trying to record or mix, making it difficult to stay in time and get a clean, professional sound. In this tutorial, we'll explore some of the most common causes of delay in Bandlab, and more importantly, we'll walk you through practical solutions to minimize or eliminate it, so you can get back to making music without the frustration. Let's dive into understanding delay, also known as latency, in Bandlab. Latency, simply put, is the time it takes for a sound to make its journey from your microphone or instrument all the way through the software and finally reach your ears. You might notice this more in Bandlab because the platform processes audio in the cloud, which unfortunately adds network latency to the mix. On top of that, hardware limitations on your computer or device can make the problem even worse. There are different types of latency to be aware of. Input latency is the delay you experience between when you play an instrument and when you actually hear it in the software. Then there's output latency, which is the delay between playing a track and hearing the final output of your project. Let's go over some troubleshooting steps to fix delay issues on Bandlab. First, you'll want to check your internet connection. Make sure you have a stable and fast connection by running a speed test to verify your upload and download speeds. A simple restart of your router or modem might also do the trick. Next, optimize your Bandlab settings. Look for and enable low latency monitoring within the Bandlab settings, which should help reduce delay. You may also want to reduce the buffer size, if that option is available, but be aware that a lower buffer size can put more strain on your device's processing power. Disabling any unnecessary tracks or plugins during recording can also free up processing power and reduce strain on your system. Now, consider improving your hardware. Use a wired Ethernet connection, as it's generally more stable than Wi-Fi. Investing in an audio interface can also provide lower latency compared to built-in audio, and if you're on Windows, look for interfaces with ASIO drivers. Finally, be sure to close any unnecessary applications to free up RAM and CPU resources. If you're using a mobile device like Android or iOS, close background apps to prevent them from consuming resources. Restarting your device can clear temporary files and processes. Check for device updates to ensure your operating system and Bandlab app are up to date. And if you're using headphones, consider wired headphones, as Bluetooth headphones may increase latency. Let's look at some advanced solutions for dealing with delay in Bandlab. For Windows users, you might want to consider ASIO for All, a universal ASIO driver that can potentially improve latency, particularly if you're using your computer's built-in sound card. The process involves installing and configuring ASIO for All, which basically allows Bandlab to communicate more efficiently with your audio hardware. However, a word of caution: ASIO for All isn't always stable, and it might not work perfectly on every system. Another option is to utilize external audio editors. This involves recording your audio in a separate DAW, or digital audio workstation, which typically offers a low-latency recording environment. Once you've recorded your audio there, you can then import it into Bandlab for the mixing stage. Prevent delay issues in Bandlab. There are a few key steps you can take. First, always plan ahead by thoroughly checking your setup and settings before you even start recording. Secondly, keep a close eye on your CPU usage within Bandlab itself. Remember that high CPU usage can often lead to potential latency problems. Finally, if you're using Bandlab in a browser, make it a habit to regularly clear your browser cache. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Default. To conclude, Let's quickly recap the primary reasons you might experience delay in Bandlab and the solutions we discussed. Remember to experiment with adjusting your buffer size, closing unnecessary applications, and checking your internet connection. We highly encourage you to try each of the steps outlined in this tutorial to identify what works best for your setup. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions. Don't forget that there are plenty of additional resources available, such as the Bandlab Help Center and other tutorials, if you need further assistance.